Greetings, universe! Welcome in, everyone! How are you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing good. Hope you guys are doing great. Okay. What are we doing today? Okay. First and foremost, a little bit of background for everyone. I am making the bunny game, which is supposed to be some sort of cozy management simulator. The bunny game, I stream it sometimes, the creation of it. But game design is a very tricky thing. So we need to understand what people who like to play, what do they like? We need to know what people who like playing management simulators, cozy management simulators, what do they like? We really need to understand that. But how can we understand something like this without making a game first? Well. Happy asked. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to review the feedback that the game TCG Card Shop Simulator received. We're going to review those. What's happening? Well. Okay. We're going to review what people say about this game, and we will make comments to ourselves. Yeah. I will show you. There we go. Yes. It actually does. Nice catch. So, I find TCG Card Shop Simulator a little bit similar to what I am aiming to create. I mean, a little bit, at its core. At least for the gameplay, at its core. I find them kind of similar. So, hopefully the audience that plays TCG Card Shop Simulator are going to be the same people, at least sort of the same ones that will be playing my game, my bunny game. So I will go through the reviews today and see what people actually care about. And we will do this together. Hopefully it will be educational. So, just to be clear, this game is overwhelmingly positive on Steam. So, clearly it is a good game that people really like. Let's put that one out of the way. And on top of that, this is a game in early access, which means we're judging it based on its current state, which is not the final one at all. These are the disclaimers I have, and I think we can get started. Green, thank you for noticing Jupiter. Jupiter is happy now. And I suppose we will unfortunately need to move Starly out of the way. Bye, Starly. Starly, I hope you're doing okay. Alright. I think we can get started. We will... In the background, I'm going to categorize these into different parameters, just so we can make good conclusions in the end. Okay. Let's start from this one. Okay. The game isn't bad except for one thing. There is another game called Supermarket Simulator that has exactly the same textures, mechanics, and even the store's positioning in the same place. Although the developers made slightly different mechanics in this game, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being deceived. The developers essentially just changed the goods to cards and slightly modified the purchase interface, and that's all. Everything else was completely identical, including the visuals. They didn't bother to change anything visually, just copied and pasted. I don't think we can take much from this review because... let's face it, when you change the theme of the game, you're kind of directing it into different people. I think that's a fair choice. I would not say... I mean, this can help for people that already play the supermarket game. They just can know that they can expect the same thing for the new game. But other than that, I would not say this is very helpful for us. Okay, let's see about this one. Fun for about the first hour, and then you realize nothing really changes past that point. This is from September. September is quite a while back, I would say. Maybe there were changes since then. I don't know. Let's see. Yes, you can. They added this in patch. Okay. So, I'm not sure this one is relevant either. Let's continue reading. Gets really repetitive really quick without any nuance to make it stand out as you endlessly restock shelves while trying to squeeze as much time away from the register and let your employee do all the sales while you open packs. So the current game loop at this stage is open packs and let some other employee manage the counter. The pack opening quickly becoming a very tedious thing to just mindlessly stare at, as none of the cards really have any uniqueness in them outside of the occasional big dollar amount dopamine hit. These are very interesting. Okay, this is a very interesting comment from a game design perspective. I think we can get some valuable feedback from this one, regardless of the timing of this negative comment. We will continue reading everything and then we will unpack everything that we can from these comments. Almost soft locked my game just by repacking cards. It turns out if you repack cards and don't have any open shelf space to place them, you're just stuck holding them. Oh no, this looks like a bug. Or a bad game design choice. No way to drop them or place them anywhere like you can pack in boxes. Since you can't do anything while holding an item but interact with said item if you don't. Game might be fun when they put more attention into it. But right now, it's just a meme game. Okay. So, basically, the game loop is too raw. That's what I'm getting from this one. Like, the game loop is just two things. unpacking cards is not very exciting. So let's write game loop isn't exciting enough. Very repetitive. Very repetitive. I'm writing this down for myself just to see how many people care about different stuff. So the game loop isn't exciting enough. Very repetitive. So maybe we will say game loop is repetitive. Is too repetitive. That's one thing to point out. With no variety. No variety. In it. So that's one thing that we can understand from this review. Another one is that basically we have a game design issue here where you can just get stuck. Oh, Senko, welcome in. Thank you for joining. I mean, good luck at work. Thank you for stopping by regardless. Let's go to the next comments. It is somewhat fun, but I just cannot recommend such a lazy game. Nothing other than the card art seems to have been created for this game. So, basically, the review here is art looks like an asset flip, I suppose. I mean, it probably is, but I guess they expected a little bit more effort. I'm sure this will be changed. The more, I mean, it's an early access, so I guess that makes sense. Asset store. Asset store like game flip, assets flip. I mean, yeah, I'll just write assets flip is the comment that they don't like about this. That's what they don't like about this. But they do like the art for the cards. That's at least something. Stock assets slapped together into existing store simulator mechanics. The events in the game just affect how much people pay to play in the store. How much you pay to host the events. Green says the thing is as well, people sometimes forget early access means it's not completely done, but reviews for early access are also really good for proving a better experience in the future. Yeah, it's like you're building the game together with the community. Like, they can give you reviews and tell you what they like. So that's a very good approach for people who can actually manage this. I mean, it's very stressful because you really have to update the game very frequently, which means your updates, whatever you work on, has to be deliverable in a very short amount of time. If you don't, then you risk your reviews, you know? The events in the game justify how much people pay to play in the store. Nothing interesting like a schedule for the week on when people play a lot. No simulated winners or choice and reward to draw people in. Like you could literally generate random 8 names, have them sit down, roll randomly for who advances, and have them sit back down until one person is left. That would be easy. The variable card product prices, I suppose it's neat. Okay, so basically what they're saying in this case is that there isn't enough variety in the events that you can host in the game. I would call it not enough customization. Lacking customization in events. I mean, we can choose what kind of customization we refer this to, because customization can be either in the core or in the experience. Lacking customization in experience. In gameplay, I'm trying to put this in a category that we can just refer to all of the other comments. Lacking customization in, would you call it quests? Would you call it in lacking customization in events, not events, quests maybe, in gameplay. Maybe that would be it. The variable card product prices, I suppose, is neat, but really it is busy work to do when you start run itself, because there is nothing left to do. The game is otherwise no more interesting than a Roblox tycoon. Hey. Okay. So seems like for this game, at least at this stage of the game, this is from November 4th, so it's from this month in Earth time. It seems like you can make everything too automated, and then you're not left with much to do. So maybe I would say that this comment refers to everything is automated and the player has nothing left to do, which means when we make a game like that, we don't want everything to be completely automated. We want to have this type of difficulty where the player still has to do some things manually. That's what I would say. Alright, let's carry on to the next one. That's some AI art I wasn't expecting, a bit weird. Steam has a system where creators have to mark when they use AI generated content in their game. They didn't do that here, kind of gross. Is the artwork in this game AI generated? Also, Succeed only starts appearing in the third card pack, which you can access until you're likely hours beyond the return window. Oh, that's and that's not a very nice trick for the developer side. I will add it as a comment. How do I say it? Honest or transparent. Transparent about using AI art. Yeah, I agree with this one. It's also probably in the Steam TOS. I'm only going to post one edit here to kind of cover my bases since people don't really want to believe at face value based on the comments. The art in question belongs to a few cards that I have seen. Okay, so they explain why they think this is AI art. Okay, then they explain why this is AI art. I see. Green says, I'm trying to look it up. AI being used in pretty vague form, what I can see. Well, probably. It's just that people deserve to know if the game that they purchased, whether it has AI art or not. So yeah, transparency is really important. Okay, we will go to the next review. I have really enjoyed my time in this game. It's a great game to play while listening to videos. Okay, so people like it when they don't have to use too much brain power when playing. I get it. This adds to the coziness of the game, but honestly, we're going for the bad aspects, so I'm not going to write the good ones. I mean, it's an overwhelmingly positive game on Steam. We're not going to focus on the good stuff at this point. We want to learn what is lacking, what to pay attention to, which is exactly how I like to play most of the time. I've never played Supermarket Simulator, but from what I've heard, it becomes a restocking simulator fairly quickly. I was worried that once I got employees to cover my own duties, I would get bored, which is again a comment about automating everything too much. My shop is level 38, and with 4 employees, I still find myself checking out customers, restocking, and of course opening packs. I don't have to do any of these things, but I enjoy helping out my store and making it efficient however I can. Okay, so this is good. There's a choice as to how to spend your time. Even though you can automate everything, you still have room to choose like what you want to do. That's important. When I don't need to assist in checking out or restocking, I open packs. Not to mention, I'm always looking for ways to display or place things to increase profits, and I often decide to change my setup when I unlock a new item to sell. My point is, right now, It feels like there's always something to do and I haven't been bored at all. Well, that's important. This is good feedback. So people really are looking for doing something all the time, not just have everything running automatically. Edit. You should be aware all art by the developer appears to be AI generated and touched up. The dev has said they're working with artists to redraw them, but they also think that a sketch is enough to tell the difference between AI and real art. So I don't have a ton of faith that the art will be replaced with real art. Some art is also being copied from other artists. And it too, I still really like the game, but I can't and concise commend it to others while it has AI generated or stolen art. Okay, so that's a second comment about AI, which is important. Yep. Avoid AI art in your games. I mean, also be transparent about it if you do use it, you know? Okay, so pretty much supermarket simulator, the same assets, but with cards. Okay, this is a comment about, I mean, I don't see how it's really... Maybe we can put it in the category of an assets flip game. Okay, next one. Holy moly, please balance the end game past level 50. The game doesn't need to be a gacha experience for a simple game idea to 100%. The experience required per level past level 50 becomes way too much for how little experience you get from actions in game. Okay, so this is very curvy past level 50, so not quite balanced it seems. Oh, 23 people found this review helpful. It means that many people care about this. Also, allow people who got to level 50 to open card packs even faster, since by then players will only be farming for cards to complete their collections. Okay, so this is quality of life kind of thing. Quality of life, rather important. That's right. So let's see. Look how many people found this review helpful. Many people care about whether the game uses AI or AI art or not. This is very insightful. I do wonder if I should add like the amount of people who found this review helpful. Should I add something like this? I think yes. Hum. Good night, Green. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yep, I'm on it. I'm getting that valuable data. Okay, so when something is strictly when some review will be strictly about one topic, I think we can add, I don't know. I mean, there are so many. I mean, I wish I could download this as a CSV. All of this, because you can clearly see the accounts, like how many games they bought before, and you can see how many hours were played. This is very valuable. Very valuable stuff right here. I suppose we could scrap this. Maybe we should. Well, probably not now, but maybe we should scrap this information at some point. Because there's a lot of valuable stuff around here. So, well, this comment, this is about balance. Unfair balancing. It feels like a copy of all the other Shop Simulator games using a free Unity asset package just to make the same game world and mechanic. Hey. You play a slow grind to level up your shop just to buy an overpriced license to sell a product you still need to buy into stock shop. This game is just a job with extra steps. I mean, basically this is a comment about being an asset flip game. And also, a game loop is not fun. Game loop, it feels like a chore. Feels like a chore. Let's see this one. This is one of those games that makes me wish Steam had a neutral option for reviews. The game has potential, but in its current form, you need to spend a lot of time grinding to make a progress. Ooh, this is a comment about grinding. Another one about grinding. One of the biggest issues for me is the workers are so slow. You can't focus on other tasks. Okay, so the automation isn't really automating. That's what it is. Automation. Options are bad. Really not great. Don't feel right. Automation options don't feel right. Don't feel... automation options are too slow. Yeah, I'll say that it's too slow, maybe. You need to constantly have them move outside of their tasks and breaks the flow of the game. I'm sure this gets more manageable when you unlock more workers. However, the grind involved is a lot. Okay, so I would say this is part of the grind. I don't think this game isn't worth purchasing. It's good, and I do think some people will find enjoyment in its current form. But it's one of those games that you buy because you want to see what it becomes and want to support the developers. Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. I'm sure 6 months, a year from now, I will be writing this review and there is more content and the game is closer to its final iteration, and at that point it will likely be worth purchasing for the average person. People like you are so sweet and understand the indie game development world. It's nice that they want to be part of the process and they want to support the developers. That's really, really sweet. Next one. Let's see how many people found it useful. 9 people found it useful. That's good. That's good. Okay. Let's carry on. I'm having troubles where I just have I've tried new saves and this is funny. Okay, bugs are not great. Text interface is broken. Oh no. Another bug. Please hire real artists. Okay, so this is about the flip, assets flip, and about using AI. Quickly becomes a grind with a fairly boring game loop. Okay, so they don't like the grind, and the game loop is too repetitive. And the game feels like a chore. The time it takes to open boosters at the end of each day is significant, easily taking much more time than running the shop itself for the day. Singles are sold individually, even if you have over a dozen of the same card and you want to pull them up for sale. And okay, so the game definitely feels like a chore, but I would not say that it's too repetitive, is it? Each one listed takes a single space on a single table, so it adds further time sinks in managing the table. You walk around putting 12 of the same card. Oh, it is definitely repetitive. The first few hours were interesting, but the game has just become slog and there isn't anything exciting to look forward in continuing to expand the store. Just more of the same. Might be worth revisiting once customers can trade cards and the TCG itself is playable in-game. Okay, at least they understand that this is an early access game, so that was good. So there are suggestions here where they want the game itself to be playable. I guess that's a nice feature. But basically, there isn't enough variety in the game loop. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's carry on to the next one. This is from September. Game is about as bare bones as it looks. Pretty much everything you see in the trailer is what you get. It's a huge grind, and not in a fun way in the slightest. Another comment about grind. The core gameplay loop revolves around stocking cards, selling the items at the register, and building up stock or your store. A loop that on paper sounds incredible, but it's done so poorly and painfully here to removes any of the fun of it. Okay, so it's like the game loop is too repetitive, and then there's no variety in it. It's not not complicated enough. Yeah, so one thing that is really important, but it's not for early access, it's for like the final product, is that you do need to have as much variety as possible. But for variety, it means that you need a lot of content. The depth of the game is a puddle, with only one TCG being available to sell and very limited decoration or customization options to choose from. It feels like a simulator asset flip as opposed to a genuine TCG card shop you could run. Okay, another assets flip comment. I would highly advise not wasting your time playing the game, even if it's for free. This is harsh. Alright, moving on to the next one. Yeah, product refunded. My goodness. This game might be good in the future, but it's really just not good right now. And the only way you'll be in the crowd leaving overwhelmingly positive reviews is if you're somebody who really doesn't care about originality or variation in gameplay. My, another comment about too repetitive gameplay, isn't it? Okay, the pros. Opening packs is satisfying and fun. Generally, the pack opening animation is solid. Okay, that's great. People like the animation. Like, people care about animation. Like, people care about how it feels to do something in the game. So I guess Hearthstone and Legends of Runeterra, these are games where you can draw inspiration from the experience of opening a pack of cards and see what it's like. I guess that's important. Okay, they say, I fear it might be AI generated. I don't think it is, which is a big plus for the game, and the genre often relies on recycled assets. Okay, this person doesn't like AI, so I have to put it as a comment in my data. The setting around the store is great. Gone are the days of grocery stores and desserts. This game almost has an atmosphere, almost. Okay, so people care about how believable it is. Like, you don't just stay in some deserted place. The devs have clearly defined a roadmap of content and seem to be updating frequently. Though I still resent a game being released with such little content to start with. Unfortunately, the roadmap doesn't really address any of my concerns. So here are the concerns now. Let's go. Assets are all unoriginal and cheap looking. Okay. You don't start with a store room unlocked, which makes absolutely no sense for a store. What does it mean? Oh, I see. You'll have to deal with leaving half-full boxes on the floor of your store for the first half of your gameplay. It's honestly bizarre to have a store with a locked door that you have to pay to unlock. Okay, so this is an issue with unrealistic experience. Okay, there is a comment here about the NPC being annoying. NPC bothering player. NPC bothering the player. That's an interesting comment. Oh, hello, welcome in, Demon. Thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. Eh? I am currently going through reviews for TCG Card Shop Simulator in order to learn from them for my own game. So basically, I'm a game developer. I am making my own game, and for me, it's rather important to understand what works and what doesn't. Okay, there is no variety within the parody Pokemon brands they have. There is like 30 monsters, and the cards have a bunch of different textures to denote variety. Okay, so this is not enough content. Okay, so not enough variety in assets? Not enough variety in assets. Demon, what do you like about the game? And more importantly, what you wish the game did better? I'm curious about those because I'm going to make a similar game, kind of. And I would really love to learn from the mistakes of others. There is no variety in products. Okay. You will have to purchase a license to buy any product. Not just... It makes no sense. Why do I need to spend... That's nothing. This is... Okay, so this is a comment about grind, I think. I mean, maybe a game loop feels like a chore. Gameplay loop gets boring after a few hours because there is no variety. Okay. Store expansions are really expensive. Boring game. This game might get good down the line, but it's just dull right now. You'll get bored too fast unless you honestly don't care about anything I just listed. Okay. Let's see. Demon says, I agree with the game needing proper storage space like supermarkets it has. But there is a lot of good features like shelves locking together when placing them next to each other. Oh, so you like the visualization part? Like the way it's visualized when they're locked together? Do I understand correctly? Also, Demon, I'm really curious about what would you want to have in the game. That, like, what would be a really cool feature for TCG Card Shop that you really wish there was one? Like, if you were the developer and you could tell the developer, please make this and that, what would that be? Demon says, yeah, in supermarkets, there's sometimes where it leaves a gap between the shelves. Okay. So visually, you really like how it works. I think I will write this down because I will write this down for myself as a good point. How should I say this? Juice. This is juice in games. I mean, items interact visually with other items after being put down. Why not? Steven says the game does need new variety. I use the Pokemon mod and they only use maybe 100 Pokemon repeatedly. Oh, you're using a mod. Okay, I'm adding a variety in art or in assets. Comment. License for some of the items are crazy expensive too. I would call it a balancing issue that forces grind. Thank you for your feedback. It's really important for me. Thanks. Let's see the next review. I would like to give this game a recommendation, but I have settled on wait and see. The mechanics are threadbare. Yeesh. You will be doing much of the same restocking and cash register that you would do in the supermarket, with the added bonus of being able to open packs of cards and collect rares. The card collecting could be a wonderful mechanic, but it suffers from two glaring problems. The artwork is uninspired and amateur looking, and there is no actual card game to use them in. People really want to play, huh? To play the actual card game. I would say want to play the game inside the game. Demon says there is an upcoming update that will let us play the card game. Oh, that's exciting! Yay! When is it going to be out? Do you think? Do you follow the roadmap that the developer published? I'm curious. Oh, in a few weeks. Okay, that's cool. That's a very major update, I feel like, isn't it? So they want more exciting artwork. Or actually play the game. When you play it, then it has a list of future things they want to add. Oh, I see. So the roadmap is part of the game. That's an interesting thing to do, actually. Like, if you're creating an early access game, then you can put the roadmap for the game inside the game itself. That's a very interesting thing to do, because then it will remind people that it's just an early access game. There is another glaring issue with the game in its current form, which is the glacial pace of progression. Profit margins on most items are very small, so you'll find yourself hoofing around the store, slinging plushies. Feels grindy. Early access promises are not gameplay, so I cannot review what the developer says will be in the game in the future. I can only hope that these mechanics are expanded intelligently, as the bones of the game are solid and card collecting is addictive if done properly. Okay, so there's a grind feeling to the game at the moment. Sure. Interesting. Let's see. Okay, there is another comment here about the gameplay loop feeling too repetitive. Needs optimization. GPU and CPU usage are far too high. Love the game otherwise. Very nice to chill and helps feed my rampant gambling addiction. Oh my goodness. There is borderline zero content at the moment. I would... 本当に? I would describe the game as having Fox content currently. You literally see the entire gameplay loop in the first 30 minutes. And everything after that point is just scams and higher number. The game is not bad, but not worth playing currently until the game is expanded. I see. So this is about being very grindy and the gameplay loop is lacking and it feels like an asset flip game. Demon says, another cool thing is the employees you hire have certain things they're good at. They can be fast as cashier but slow as a stalker, or fast as stalker and slow as cashier, so you gotta choose which is best for each person. Ooh! Yeah, that sounds like a really cool feature, because then you have this type of variety within your employees, and it really matters which one you choose for which role, and like you really gotta think about it. Sounds good. Do you have any wishes for the developer of the game though? Like, what kind of content do you wish there was in the game? The gameplay is to look around at which items are low and click to order more. Second part is to hold your mouse button down opening packs of cards. This game is so surface level, it's boring. Okay, so this is a comment about the gameplay loop. Okay, so the gameplay loop is too repetitive. This game could have been a lot better easily, but sadly it seems like a cash grab using overly purchased assets from an old game engine. Hey? So it feels like an asset flip. Asset flip. Let's see, pretty much just asset flipped. Feels like a Roblox game. Yeah. Okay. Another comment about asset flipping. I'm surprised people really care about the graphics like that. Was alright for a while, then a deep cycle of monotony. Okay, so the gameplay is too repetitive. Wish Steam had a meh option to rate something. The game seemed good at start, but one issue is you can't delete saved games that you don't want to keep anymore. And if you load an old game, it overrides the new game that you want to keep. Oh no! Oh no. A good saving system. A good and comfy saving system. Oh, Demon, okay, I see. Well, it is from over a month ago, so... It's good that this was fixed. Yay. Really fun, but I have reasons to not recommend. Currently, this game uses AI art on some... Okay, so this is a comment about AI art. Another one. Really wish this was stated. I've reached out on the Discord and was told it's not immediately important to change the art. Okay. Next one. Fun, but it's literally a copy-paste store simulator game that's no different from the last 20 games. At least make it unique by adding the ability to play the card game. You know, the card game that 100% of the game revolves around. Making devs lazy? These things take time. That's so rude. This is so hard. Oh, I see. This is from October. Yeah. This is so rude. This person does not know how game development works. It's so hard to develop a game. It takes time to go through all of the features that you want to create. Okay, next game. All is well in the beginning. You set up shop, open some packs, and start their grind. Later, when the shop is up and running, the grind becomes a real drag and it makes the fun go out of the door. Okay, so this is an issue about the grind. It is not the progress through the levels, it is everything that becomes a chore. Gameplay loops feels like a chore. So many quality of life functions are to be added. All comments from now on are based on the vanilla game as sold. Stocking either the shelves or the inventory is designed to be a confusing task. Too many products look alike, and you cannot zoom on the pictograms used for the shelves. Pricing your products, especially the loose card. Oh my god. In what world is this fun? Okay, really feels like a joy. Absolute mind-numbing task. Having to do all products one by one. Why is boxing random cards made so slow? Should you wonder how my playtime went up? Well, it is a combination of pausing the game and forgetting about it. Oh. Your stuff, even the fastest ones, are so slow. The optimization options are too bad. Okay. I have nothing more to do. I'm aware, but still should not prohibit the game for being fun and functions not. All this feels like a game that is trying to get people to spend as much time as possible. Score is high engagement. I seriously do not get all the recommended reviews. If you're looking to buy this game, I would advise to wait. Okay. Demon says, yeah, gamers come off as really entitled, which doesn't help. Critiques just become criticism and attacks. Yeah, like, at least create constructive feedback on what you want to be better in the game, so it at least will be useful in creating a better experience, right? Why do you need to be so entitled, you know? Okay. Let's see. Next review. The game is great, but after the most recent update, the dev added a built-in ad for a real-life board game company and labels it as a collab. This would be fine if it was just using the art for board games based off the real games as a product placement, but it includes clickable link. Ooh. Okay, so honest ad. Honest ad. Dishonest? How do you say that? Not honest ad. Yikes. Demon says, yeah, like give examples. Don't call people lazy. If it's so easy, give some ideas. Yeah, I know, right? If it's so easy, just develop the game yourself. Yes, deception. Deceptive ad. Yes, deceptive ad. Deceptive ad. Yep, that's good. Thank you, Demon. Hello, Quell. Welcome in. How are you doing? I am currently going through TCG Card Shop Simulator reviews in order to learn from them for my own game, the bunny game, because it's also going to be a management simulator, so I really want to know what people care about. So this is my way to get some feedback on what people care about. Okay. If anyone from this company, okay, looking through the discussion on the latest patch, the dev claims there was no money exchanged and that it's a mutual cooperation, which seems like an even bigger red flag. The actual game is great. There's plenty to keep you busy. A feeling of progression and the excitement of cracking packs and hunting for valuable cards you can sell in your shop. Checking out customers feels snappy and satisfying. Stocking shelves isn't the worst thing ever, and you can automate both of those once you can afford to hire employees. I'd argue nothing in the game feels very difficult or it feels like there is a bad decision, other than just not paying your bills. If you crack every pack in the store, you'll probably make a lot more money than you would be selling them as packs, just because the average pack value is almost always at least the market value of the pack. Okay, other than that, it becomes a really positive review. I don't care about the positives at all. We already know that it's an overwhelmingly positive game, so there's that. Let's see another comment then. 30 hours into making my shop, things were going really well. Then it wouldn't save the game anymore. Oh no, looks like a bug. Demon says when they add the part where you can play the card game, it would be cool if they can make it co-op so you can play versus your friends. And also would make it great for streamers to collab. Oh yeah, totally. I think the game will benefit a lot from this type of feature. Especially if this is a card game that you can play against multiple people, not just one person. Maybe that will be also pretty cool. Okay, let's carry on to the next one. It was good at first, but it slows down a lot. Basically just becomes an idle game unless you like mindlessly opening hundreds of card packs. Okay, so this is a comment about gameplay loop being too repetitive. And having idle work, which is like the short comment. Too little space for your start, and I could easily unlock more space or items, but it's all level locked to drag out the game. Unfair forces you to grind. Has potential, but will get boring quick in the current state. And wait for more content, but honestly, for that price, it's not so bad. You automate the fun out of the game and wonder why it's not fun anymore. This is a fair comment. Okay, next one. Not fun at all. I found more entertainment watching it almost. Okay. Not very useful at all. Open packs and don't stop opening. Okay, this is a truly repetitive game loop. Talk have some of these been put through AI. Okay, this is a comment about AI. Demon says TCG Shop just released on PS5 yesterday. Yeah, on early access, huh? But it looks like a different game in the screenshots on the store. Really? So it's a different game, is it? Great concept, fun game, refunded due to excessive use of AI. Should they decide to have real cards, I will repurchase. Another comment about AI. Overhyped, I don't see the appeal. Okay, that's not useful. Why is there not just own tab so I can easily order the things I own? Okay, so this is a comment about quality of life. Quality of life decisions. Okay. This is bad UI. I would say something like that. Bad UI, quality of life. Maybe something like that. I've never had motion sickness from any game, but almost every action in this game triggered for me. It's a shame. Yeah, motion sickness. Motion sickness. Tony? Oh, so it's a different game that aims to target the same audience. Sneaky, sneaky. Let's see. Oh my goodness. The market price fluctuation is pretty cool, but nobody really cares about the price graphics. Okay. There are a lot of annoying things that go on with the game, like the time stops at 9 p.m. and if you have staff, they just straight up leave. Unrealistic, huh? You have to flip the sign and turn on the lights to open every new day, which is fine, but unless you wait for your staff to walk into the store, you'll be ringing up the first few customers yourself. I think that makes sense. This is kind of realistic. I'm currently... No easy way to identify your inventory numbers. Okay, so this is like UI stuff. So this is bad UI stuff and also like I don't feel like I can say that this person was having a bad time with the game loop so much. So I'm not going to change anything about that. Demon says that's true. They run away at exactly 9 p.m. Kind of like the cashiers at my job. Try to leave at almost 11 since punching out at 53 counts the same as 00. Well, if you know, here's the thing. If you paid your employees enough, then they would care more about the job. So that's why you need to pay them a little bit more than the minimum wage, and then things will look a little bit different, you know? I honestly feel like there is one dev who keeps making these games and just changes the theme and nothing else. It's the exact same assets as the Supermarket Simulator. It's a tycoon game for the PC. You're going to leave the game opening idling more than you actually spend playing it. I imagine it only has positive reviews because it's literally the only game out there where you can run a card shop. Well, probably. So this is about asset flipping and about everything is too automated in the game flip. game doesn't have enough variety. Oh, Demon, you're the overnight stocking launcher. Okay, I see. Do you feel like the TCG Card Shop Simulator represent stocking in a correct manner from your experience? I'm just curious about that. Doesn't it feel like working a second job instead of playing? I'm just curious. Let's see, this is the next one. It's not bad, but it feels very shallow. I played Gas Station Simulator and that had a lot more mini games and activities to keep you occupied. Mini games and activities, okay. Lacking mini games and activities. Ooh. Well, hello, Blue. Welcome in, Blue. How are you? I am currently going through reviews of the game TCG Card Shop Simulator because I am building my own management simulator, which I think is going to be relatively similar to this one in a way. Sort of, at least in gameplay. So, I'd like to learn about that. Demon says I've never been able to stalk telepathically. Yeah. Blue says the game is still early. They are working on adding a lot of stuff in the game. Oh, I'm sure. I'm just curious about what the type of audience that like this type of game, what kind of things they care about, like what features do they care about enough to actually leave a review about this. So this is what I'm doing right now. I'm checking all of these things. And to be clear, this game has overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, which means most of the people really like this game at its current state, even though it's in early access. So this is especially interesting to check the negative reviews of these types of games. Okay, so I have one comment here about want to play the game inside the game. Actually, this feels connected to the lacking minigames and activities comment I have here. But I will keep them separated regardless, I think. Demon says, and also I may or may not come home after 10 hours and then play Supermarket Sim. Whatever makes you feel relaxed and cozy and nice, you deserve to rest after a long day of work. That's for sure. Okay, let's keep on reading. The draw here is supposed to be collecting all the cards, but it just feels soulless as they aren't characters you know and you can't use them in the game. So this person also wants to play the game inside the game. But also they say it's soulless. I would say it means that... Okay, so I will add another comment about... that the appeal here is... Collecting feels soulless. They can choose them in the game. They have making an actual card game on their roadmap, which would help immensely for passing the time. Also, for a game centered on a card pack opening, they really have done a poor job at making the process addictive or even enjoyable. I feel like there are some comments that disagree with this one. Demon says, well, yeah, the characters are unknown or else that need licensing to be known card games. Well, I think there is another way to address this comment, actually. For example, you know, like, let's take, for example, a hero-based game, like maybe Overwatch. You know the characters because they have backstories and because they have voice lines and they have like their own personalities and voice lines. So one thing that you can add is just a flavor text to the card that describes the character a little bit. Like, maybe you can share something funny about the character, or maybe you can share their favorite food, or I don't know, their favorite hangout spot, or maybe the hobbies of this character, or anything like that. And then it will feel more personable. You will have more connection with the character. So this is something that I think is really easy to implement because you can also randomize it a little bit. And it's just to add text to the card itself, you know. So maybe this can be optional text that will be very small and you can zoom in into it. So it's like for each card you can randomize some text between like a pool of text that you created in advance, and then each card will have its unique story about the character that appears on the card. So I think that can make it a little bit more interesting. Okay, let's see. I lost my progress. Oh my goodness. It's so horrible to lose progress, I'm sure. Trading update made the game annoying to play. It's not optional. So you'll always have customers just standing around waiting to trade their garbage with you. I will say this. It means that there is not enough variety in gameplay. Demon says, I assume your game will be on Steam. Yes, I plan on releasing it on Steam. I mean, first I will create a demo and then we'll see if people like the demo. That's kind of what my plan is. Because if people will not like the demo, then it's not worth making a full game. Demon says, yeah, the trading is dumb. They will want you to buy a card for like either a really low price or a really high price, and there is no in between. Okay, it means that the AI is not so great. That's what it seems. I will write the AI is not very intelligent. AI NPC. It's not very intelligent. That's what I would say about this. Thank you, Demon. Really appreciate it. It will most likely take like a couple of months. So if you're interested, you can join the Discord where I will probably talk about it. Or, you know, maybe you can join our streams every now and then, where I take care of these stuff. Talk about these stuff. Alright. Let's carry on with our reviews. Oh, thank you for joining. Okay, so I'm sure you will be notified when my demo is released. Okay. Let's carry on. Everything about the second and third stage of this starfish. What is the starfish? Eh? I'm not sure what the starfish is. Do you know? They had a good thing going with the baby starfish and had to go and ruin it by turning him into the most... Starfish is one of the monsters. You mean one of the characters on the cards? Is this a complaint about one of the cards? Is that what it is? In what world would someone think, hey, let's make this train wreck of a creature into a stuffed toy for children? Eh? Demon says, yeah, it went from cute to demonic as it evolves. Wait. I can't believe it. This person wrote an entire review just about a character in the game. Well, that's interesting how people can feel really passionate about certain characters. That's interesting. I appreciate that, you know? It means that the game was able to captivate the person. To write an entire comment just about the character in the card. Yeah, you're right. Demon, you're right. But it's like, why would I complain about an evolution of a character? I mean, you could. I mean, it's just interesting that they care enough about it to write a whole comment about it. It means that the game did something really well in that regard, to have people really liking the artwork. Okay, next review. Saw this game, played on Steam for a short while, and thought it'd be fun to kill an afternoon at least. Having now put in over 20 hours, I can say that you should wait for the full release. However, many years away that is. After around level 28, the grind is unbelievable. Okay. So, the grind is unbelievable. There's a lot of grind, no balance. Let's add that one. Extremely slim customization options for the shop in terms of furniture and layout, etc. Okay, so this is the other type of customization. Visual customization. Visual customization is lacking. Next point is use of hired NPCs is also very annoying, as if you assign them to something, then use it all after they leave, they will need to be reassigned the next day. Or prepare to see a massive line with nobody handling it. Okay, some of the NPCs are a little bit dumb. The shop rating system also isn't really helpful. Is you're being rated on cleanliness and supply. There's no place for specialization here. Either you have everything that you can possible to grab from each shop, or you just lose yours or get your score lowered. As of right now, I do not recommend this game, as there is MMO levels of grind with no real payoff besides the next grind. I hope this game ends up being how most of us would picture it when it's finished, but right now it's a little too vacant. Okay, so there is not enough variety in game 1. Let's carry on to the next one. The mouse sensitivity is way too high. Okay. Guess this is the motion sickness comment. The game was... Oh, wait, I will open it up. This game was kind of fun in the beginning, just quickly start to get repetitive. Okay, it gets repetitive quickly. Similar games to this allow you to somewhat explore and walk around and even have cars to give it more ambience. You get none of that. I have no idea what it is, but I swear this game has motion blur or something, cause after 45 minutes I start to feel very sick. Oh my. Another one about motion sickness. Spooky. I was able to put this all aside and some other stuff until this most recent update, where they seem to fix some stuff that I didn't know was a feature, like people leaving 1 stars for not having something. But the problem now is this game just likes to crash now. I don't know, bugs. Spending an hour making my story at the beginning of the day for it to crash again and again. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Bugs. Demon says, can confirm I play on a controller. Oh, I see. So you prefer controllers then? Do you play everything with a controller? I wonder. Let's see the next one. They really screwed something up with this last update, getting bad reviews for products I don't even have access to. Hey? Oh, this is a bug. Demon says, yeah, I'm a console guy that just started playing games on PC to play with VTuber friends. Oh, I see, that's nice. So, when I'm making my own game, I need to consider the fact that some people will really prefer controllers. So I need to also take care of that part. I'm curious, when you use a controller, how do you control the mouse? Is it a good experience for you to do that? I'm curious. I don't know. The customer standing to the side of your counter staring at you with a red exclamation mark over them, likely with a worthless card, which they will only take And though that's worthless to you by default, it's not a vibe. So this is another comment about the NPC being not very intelligent. If they can make the whole selling trading cards an optional store feature that you can toggle, it would still be a baller, but this part of the outfit... Okay, that's interesting. Demon says, so when I'm walking around the store, I use controller. When I'm cashier, I use the mouse. The game lets you alter it smoothly. Oh, I see. But if you want to use the controller when you're a cashier, is there an easy way to do that? That's what I'm curious about. Next one is... This is one of those times that I wish there was a neutral button. What it lacks right now is a better purchasing information system. You unlock 32-pack box of basic cards. Then you can place orders for the product. You can spend, and it literally adds 0 functionality. Huh? Okay, so this is lacking variety in gameplay. Also, this is a comment about unclear info that you need to Google to know. If you go to purchase a dice pack unlock, for example, it is 50 per color and they're about 160. Okay, the pricing is a bit bad compared to the money you make initially, and it ended up just being more of a discouragement factor for me than give me the excitement to keep going. The game has so much potential, and others will definitely find this and other challenges within more exciting. This just isn't for me. Okay. Demon says you can, but it's too sensitive to put the cursor on the items stirring up. I see. Yeah, so if you buy the 32 pack, it'd be 100, but buying the 64, it'd be 200. In real life, you get a discount buying a bulk like that. Oh. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, you really do get discounts for bulking up. Unplayable without mods. Too many features in the game are designed to waste your time. Too many features are designed to waste your time. This means that the game loop is bad. And the grindy. You increase your shop size and stock available. The amount of money each customer has should be increasing. And their goal should be moved to have them buy more. Then there is the pay. I don't know if it's a bug, but they have you pay daily, and it's clear it should be weekly. Hey. So it feels very grindy for this person. Okay, and this guy also really like modding, so maybe I will also add something about modding. Modding. Slacking. Hello, Keith. Welcome in. I don't know. I did not play this game. I only watched gameplay and review of the game just to have an understanding of how it works. Basically, I'm reading reviews right now to apply these, let's say, takeaways in my own game, the bunny game. I mean, because I'm creating a management simulator, then I really need to understand what this audience cares about, cares enough to write a review. So I'm going through the negative reviews of TCG Card Shop Simulator. This is an overwhelmingly positive game on Steam, so obviously people really like it, but I did not play it, so I cannot say for sure why people like it. Probably because it involves like actual cards, and card collecting is really cool and fun. So I guess this is about accomplishing this type of fantasy. Demon says nothing wrong with the XP, in my opinion. You get more XP for packing rare cards. Oh, Demon, I do think you're right, because I think most people really like this. It's just that some people have issues with the experience, with the grind. Maybe for most people it will not feel very grindy. Like maybe some people actually like this because then it means that they can do something else in the meantime, like watching videos or listening to podcasts or anything like that. So it's just a different audience, I think. Hey. Thank you, you'll be welcome in. How are you? Oh my, you've been subscribed to me for almost a year. Huh? Thank you so much, Yuvi. Yeah, so some people really like the grind. That's our problem. Like, most of the people who bought this game actually love it, love playing it. So surely there is a market for people who love the grind. That's no problem. Okay, moving on. Pretty fun, but I don't think it's there yet. It feels quite aimless at the moment, with no goals or meaningful progression. I need a reason to continue beyond collecting the cards because that by itself isn't very motivating. Okay, so we can say that the game loop is too repetitive. And we can say that it's lacking customization in gameplay. And game loop feels like a chore. Next one. Play for more than 20 hours and you will generally go insane. So mindlessly boring and no change with progression. The more you play, the more your sanity diminishes. Again, no variety in gameplay. and the game feels like a chore. UV, actually, this game is like really popular right now. Like crazy popular at the moment. I'm reading the negative reviews of it just to learn from it. I guess people who review Counter-Strike are trying to be funny. But this is about TCG Card Shop Simulator. Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to see what kind of things people care enough about to write a review. To learn from that. It is more fun than I thought it would be, but it's also getting boring very fast since there is not much progression later on. Okay, so it means that it feels a little bit grindy and gameplay loop is too repetitive. The game definitely has a lot of potential if the devs update the expand and the game consistently. An official collab with Pokemon would be crazy, but this game has to evolve. It is 10 hours, fun, and barely worth the money, but worth the support for sure. Okay. And we can say that it lacks variety in assets as well. Of course, Pokemon won't collab with anyone, that's for sure. But this is some wishful thinking from them. That's okay. People can hope. Yeah, Nintendo probably would not collab with Steam. This is like their competitor with the Steam Deck. Probably. Probably not. Oh, yeah, I know, right? The way they handle Pal World is really not cool. That's really a really bad look for Nintendo. Okay, next one is... Overall, I wish there was a little more creativity to the game in terms of how silly you can be with pricing. Okay, for example, items above 30 do not sell at all, so you're basically confined to going market 20-ish no matter what you're selling. This results in no real min-maxing, and you basically just get profit based on how many customers you have. Okay, so I would say the gameplay is not sophisticated enough. I would say balancing is not sophisticated. Balancing is not sophisticated enough. Everyone plays the game the same way. Experience and high are too slow and for causing the game to be super grindy super fast. Okay, another point to the grindy part. Alright. Vachu. I wonder how many more comments do we have. Like, I don't know how many did we go through, but you know, I saw that there are really like small amount of bad comments. And this is like a 200 or so. 200 comments is nothing. Like bad reviews, I mean. So it really means that most people really like this game, which is very impressive. Unless I didn't really see right. I don't remember. This is where we stop at Vachu. Demon says, I agree, the grind is tedious, but we've also come to the point where the audience of games have no patience and no attention span. Yeah, like, social media trained people to have really, really low attention spans. It is what it is. And you have to accommodate that. You have to. Otherwise, your game is not going to sell well. And if your goal is to make money from making games, then you just have to adapt. You just have to adapt. Adapt or stay behind. That's what it is. Demon, yeah, I think you're right. It kind of started there. But you can also blame your phones being mini supercomputers. If phones were not so technically advanced, then this would have not happened, I think. So there are a lot of I don't know, a lot of features to blame. Alright then. So let's summarize the reviews for now for the game, like at least what we were able to accomplish to find so far. So at the top we have this comment where the game loop is too repetitive and there is no variety in it. That's the most complaint comment that came across the most. Next one is unfair balancing that forces grind, which means the game is not balanced enough, not well enough, especially at the higher levels. Then the next one in line is assets flip game, which means that people don't like the way the game looks and they don't like how the assets look like they're bought from an asset store, and makes the game feel a little bit cheap in terms of production. Next in line we have the AI comment. Like, many people did not like the fact that this game used AI art. There are a couple of more comments that we stumbled across today, but I have just mentioned the most repetitive ones, so we can learn from that for the game that we're making. Like what people care about. Alright, so thank you guys so much for joining me today. Really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, this is the time to ask. Other than that, yes, Demon, very lovely to meet you as well. Thank you so much for joining today. Alright, have a lovely rest of your time zone.